Greetings, dear watchers, readers, listeners, and lurkers. It's Mike again, and this video is an update about the channel. I thought I would just touch base with all of you and have a little drink because I am now officially on holiday for 4 days. Ho ho ho, 4 days. So, the reason I wanted to make this video is that I haven't really announced anything on the channel for a little while. And if you've been following Ghastly Tales for the last couple of years, you'll know that there's been this steadily increasing pattern of we do a month or 2 months of a lot of content. There'll be like a stream or two, and there'll be maybe a film, there'll be audio productions, there'll be all this stuff. And then there's like this gap of a few months before anything happens again. And that recently happened at the start of the year again. We are currently in April. In case you didn't know the month, notes for our future viewers. In case you're a time traveler and you're coming, I'm not making any sense. Anyway, so that pattern is problematic for me, and the reason that it's problematic for me is that I've come to the realization that I am spread far too thin. I don't look it. If anything, I've got wider. But in terms of the creative projects which I'm trying to involve myself in, there's just not enough time. Everybody in the channel has their own lives, and we also, I have a family now, and so free time to work on creative projects is a lot more limited than it used to be. And so what's been happening is that I've been jumping from like, oh, I need to get a podcast episode out, I need to do an audio production, or I need to do an After Dark episode where I'm going over one of my stories, I need to make a short film, I need to get a book project out, I need to do, all of these different things. And so what ends up happening is that you don't hear anything from me for months because of that. That I just keep having these large periods of what looks like an activity, but what's actually happening is that I am working on things, but I'm working on things in a way where not a lot is actually getting done in reality. I'm getting like, oh, okay, I've got the narration, the voiceover stuff recorded for an audio production, but I need to do all the effects, it needs all edited, I need to write and record all the music, and before I get to that and then jump to something else, like I'm working on a documentary with Callum, and so this has just been going on and on and on. And Ghastly Tales, I mean, I love Ghastly Tales, it's a passion project for me, it's something that I will be doing until the day I die. There will always be content going up on this channel or in some form under the Ghastly Tales name, but it's definitely not where I would like it to be yet, and um, so for that reason, we're making I'm making a pretty drastic decision about how I'm going to balance the different parts of my life. Family, friends, health, they all come first. Creativity is the fourth thing in my life. Ever since I was a wee boy, I've always been involved in making things. It's something that I love doing. It's almost kind of like breathing for me in a lot of ways. If I don't get to be creative, I get depressed and anxious, and I do my best to try and be a little bit creative every day, but that can be difficult at times. And even since when I was a kid, I was writing music and playing music and writing stories, and I had a uh, I had a high 8 camera, an 8mm camera, and I was making short films, and all of these things have continued through my life in one form or another. But the one thing that I am really bad at is organization, um, and specifically uh, organisation of your time and estimating how long something takes to do. This is something that I'm trying to get better at as a person, and I'm really making strides to try and prioritize that, because I realize that one of the reasons a lot of things don't get done and why things you're waiting for ages for things to turn up on Ghastly Tales is because I'm not organizing my time correctly. But it's this habit of wanting to do too much at once which has just come to a head. It's come to a point where I can't keep going on like that, because if I do, I don't talk about my age a lot, but I'm 38. I know, who would believe it? But I'm 38, and there were certain things that I wanted to have done creatively by the time I was 40. Now I've done some of those things. I've achieved some of those things. I've had uh, audio productions. I've had plays tour, and I put out a couple of short story collections, and there are a couple of other things that I've managed to achieve creatively that I'm really happy that I've had the opportunity to do that. I've been published as a writer. I've had these opportunities. Been very, very lucky. But there are two or three big things that I've really wanted that haven't come to fruition, and the main reason has been me and jumping between projects, and it's because I have this enthusiasm for many different mediums of storytelling. I love writing. I love writing short stories. I love writing novels. I love writing plays. I love doing all of that, and it sounds all pretentious when I'm saying this, but it's honestly it's just something I love doing. But I love making films as well, especially getting to hang out with the Ghastly Tales guys, the other Ghastly Tales guys, because like they're my friends, and it's such a hoot, and I'm so lucky to be in this group of really talented people that are my friends, and a lot of the stuff that's on this channel, as much as I started this channel, you would never have seen any of it if it hadn't been for those guys, and certainly if you'd seen anything, it would not have been to the same standard, you know. And so I'm really lucky to have those friends and collaborators. Collaborators sounds like we're Guy Fawkes and we're going to put some powder kegs underneath the Parliament. But you know what I mean. They are friends and they are collaborators. And I'm really lucky to have had that in my life, and it's something that I realize I might not always have in my life, and I want to make the time that we all have together when we're young enough and healthy enough to pursue creative pursuits, to really do something special, something that we can all be proud of and we can all look back on, regardless of how successful it is commercially, but that we can look at it and say, we did that, and it was a great experience, and it's something that I can show my daughter when she's old enough, because most of it's horror stuff. So that's really what I want to do, and the only way to make all of that happen is to much better organize my time, if I'm speaking correctly, and to stop jumping from project to project. So the way Ghastly Tales is going to work, this is not indefinitely, but it's for the foreseeable future, so it could be for a couple of years at least, is that we are going to work on a big project and try to complete that project before we jump to anything else at the same time. Now, I'm speaking mostly for myself. Callum and Martin and Alan and Mick, they all have different things so there will be other stuff that will come out, but the main thing that we're going to be doing is a big project. Now, I'm not announcing what that project is. I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about it in a way that I've not been excited about a horror project for quite some time. I'm really stoked about it. And we will announce these things, but this is also something I'm not wanting to announce anything until it's further along into production, but I think we're all really excited about it, and that's what we're going to be doing. So what will happen in the meantime is that you might not hear a lot from us for a period of time, and then we will reappear, hopefully with something amazing. We're going to be doing if smaller projects happen. So if I do like a spectral guide or audio productions, I'll talk about that specifically in a second, actually, because I know a lot of you subscribe to the channel because of the audio narrations. Um, Short films and stuff like that, all that stuff might still happen here and there, but it will be in between things. And so what I'm doing with myself is that I'm prioritizing writing, so working on my career as a writer, and um, doing one other project. And it's got to be a project that challenges me as a creative person, and one that I think can be uh, push my career forward as a horror creator. So, and I know that's how Callum feels as well. We've spoken a great deal about this, and he really feels that I mean, he's so talented, but his talents aren't always being given the correct stage on the channel because um, we're not working on these bigger projects. And Callum can make anything look good. He just has this eye for it and this technical know-how for it. And it's important also as Callum's friend to to recognise that he wants to move to the next level as well. And so and I really, really want to support that. And it's something that I think will be worthwhile for all of us to push ourselves onwards. And he'll be able to challenge himself so in the next big project, and I'll be able to challenge myself, and it will be something that will push both of us on in our creative pursuits. And I've not spoken as much to like Martin and Alan and Mick about this, but hopefully everybody will feel the same way, that we can poof. That's the beer talking. we can we can push forward. That was not a homophobic slur, I swear to God. Um, that we can push forward with the channel, well, with our creative pursuits, and do something better. I'm waffling now after my I can't believe I just said that. I trip over my words sometimes and the wrong thing comes out, so I do apologise. So anyway, this update video has become completely derailed. So I hope that you will all be a little bit patient with us. We are tinkering with the idea that we might try and turn the channel, at least temporarily, into more of a streaming thing for a while, so that you at least see all of us. So one of the things that I've done is I've bought a bunch of horror themed board games. We used to do a thing called Bloody Board Games, where we would play board games on the channel. And we might do that as part of our live streams sometimes. We might do some live streams out and about as well. But all with a kind of horror bent to it. So hopefully hopefully you'll still see us. But we're not disappearing. And like I say, the other guys we've got a couple of smaller projects that are already in production. So they kind of will get finished. So it's not the end by any means. This is the beginning of something hopefully really special. And specifically about the audio stuff, I know that a lot of you subscribe to the channel and listen to the podcast because of the audio stories. And this is something that I've really struggled with because of that. I love audio storytelling. I think it's just a fantastic way to convey a story. And it's absolutely something that I'm going to continue pursuing, but not at the same time as everything else. So what's going to happen is, as I said before, I'm going to be working on my writing. So I put a little bit of time aside for that every day. And I will be working on this other big project. And that's all I'm going to be doing. But once that big project is out the way, I will then put aside a little bit of time to do some special audio storytelling projects, complete productions. And that will be the next project that I do. And then after that, I will then do something else, and on and on. You have no idea how many um, how many projects we have listed between all of us over the last few years. And all, like, loads of them. Some of them are further along than others, but we just jumped between them, and that's just not. It's not economical with our time, and it's not getting us to where we want to be. And I hope you guys will all be patient with that. The problem with YouTube at the moment is that we're already getting buried because we don't upload regularly. We're already getting buried at the moment, because if you upload daily or upload a few times a week, you tend to appear higher in search rankings and featured videos and all that sort of stuff. So what I would ask you is check back with us every now and then, just to see if something new has been put up. We will try to keep everyone up to date as much as possible. And like I say, this is not the end. This is the beginning, hopefully, of bigger projects with a greater scope than a lot of the time what you're used to seeing on YouTube and things like that. So I'm really excited about it. There will be announcement videos about what exactly this project is in the not too distant future. But I wanted to make this video first about where the channel is going, and why things with Ghastly Tales have slowed down, and how we're going to try and remedy that as much as possible. So no matter what, we're going to be doing this. But hopefully now we're going to be doing it in a way that's more productive, and in a way that we're able to challenge ourselves as, I hate using that term creators, but I definitely hate using the term creatives or artists. As people who like to make things, we will be trying to push ourselves. And that means that sometimes there's going to be big gaps, but you will hopefully be rewarded with a great project at the end of it that hopefully you'll all enjoy. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you very much for your patience. This has been a really rambly vlog. I apologise. And I am really looking forward to what's happening in the future. And please do let us know what your thoughts are. We would love feedback on this. So I hope all of you have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you again in the next video. Unpleasant dreams.